Is there anything more American than eating excessively? Maybe apple pie, but that's still a food, and we eat a lot of that too. Today on Every Last Crumb, we're taking a look at the history of the all-you-can-eat buffet and its evolution through the 20th century into today. So grab a plate or two or three and dig into the bountiful history of the all-you-can-eat buffet. To understand the origins of such an elaborate American feast, we must take a trip across the Atlantic to 16th century Sweden. Inventors of the smorgasbord, it was customary for the Swedes to serve an assortment of appetizers on a separate table before their main courses. This spread traditionally featured bread, butter, cheese, cured meats, smoked fish, and everyone's favorite cold fish dish, pickled herring. The Swedish smorgasbord eventually evolved to feature hot dishes, becoming a meal of its own. Seeing such a good idea, the French sought to emulate the self-service feast while incorporating their own flair into the experience. In the buffet à la française, eaters helped themselves to hors d'oeuvres, cheeses, charcuteries, and a variety of salads. Because it was French, the buffet was a very sophisticated affair, with careful attention paid to the arrangement and aesthetic appeal of each dish. The buffet first arrived in America in the form of the Swedish smorgasbord at the New York World Fair in 1939. Treating passerbys to a long rotating table of culinary delights, the smorgasbord was a hit, and the idea soon spread to culinary establishments across America. To trace the origins of the all-you-can-eat buffet, we head to Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. In 1945, the golden age of Vegas was well underway, and casinos were competing with each other, finding creative ways to entice gamblers into their establishment. One night, Herb McDonald, a Canadian casino publicist who worked for the El Rancho Casino, meandered into the kitchen and brought out a spread of various meats, cheeses, and bread. People liked the dining experience so much that the casino made it a regular fixture, dubbing it the Buckaroo Buffet. For just $1, guests could lasso a fresh, crisp salad or hog-tie a tantalizing selection of cold cuts, and Buckaroo Chuck offered every possible variety of hot and cold entrees to appease the howling coyote in your innards. Seriously, that was the advertising they used. The Buckaroo Buffet was open 24 hours a day and designed to attract customers to keep them inside the casino for as long as possible. The model ended up catching fire. Other casinos in Las Vegas began offering similar late-night all-you-can-eat experiences after seeing the success of the Buckaroo Buffet. These buffets aim to satisfy the diverse tastes of casino-goers, often featuring a mix of classic American dishes and international cuisine. When the Stardust opened in 1958, their Aku Aku Polynesian restaurant offered a buffet-style feast that transported diners to a tropical paradise. In 1966, Caesars opened its doors and featured the Bacchanal Room, a buffet that gave guests a lavish Roman feast with a 3-foot chocolate fountain for dessert. At the Circus, a more family-friendly buffet put on an acrobatic show for Mom, Dad, and the kids while they ate. A notable inclusion in the Las Vegas Buffet Hall of Fame was the Space Invaders Buffet. Introduced by Bob Stupak at the Vegas World Casino, this eating experience had everything from space-themed decor to alien waiters to culinary concoctions that were out of this world. By offering an almost endless variety of food options, the all-you-can-eat buffet became synonymous with the glitz, glamour, and gluttony of Las Vegas, and the Sin City cemented itself as the all-you-can-eat buffet capital of the world. The all-you-can-eat buffets soon spread from casinos to standalone buffet restaurants and chains across the country. One of the early pioneers of buffet chains was Sirloin Stockade. Founded in 1966 in Oklahoma City, this restaurant offered all-you-can-eat steak, salad, and dessert. This chain expanded rapidly throughout the Midwest, offering local specialties and seasonal offerings, and the masses absolutely loved this buffet concept. The success of Sirloin Stockade inspired other entrepreneurs to create their own buffet chains. Ponderosa and Bonanza steakhouses emerged in the late 1960s, offering all-you-can-eat salad bars alongside their steak-focused menus. Sizzler, founded in 1958, started incorporating buffet elements into their dining experience in the 1970s, featuring a buffet court that evolved from a salad bar to an all-you-can-eat line that included carved meats, hot entrees, and desserts. Old Country Buffet and Hometown Buffet began expanding options in the all-you-can-eat world, focusing on Southern comfort food like fried chicken and macaroni and cheese, as opposed to steak and salads. In 1973, Golden Corral began serving customers, and the chain soon took off. Today, Golden Corral has almost 400 locations, attesting to its popularity over the last half-century. Though trends in American eating have ebbed and flowed, Golden Corral has consistently succeeded in offering an endless supply of food for an affordable price. As the all-you-can-eat buffet gained popularity, themed buffets began to emerge. In the 1970s and 1980s, pizza buffets like Pizza Inn and Shakey's Pizza became popular, offering unlimited pizza, pasta, and salad for a low price. These establishments catered to families with their casual atmosphere and kid-friendly food options. CiCi's began serving their pizza buffet in 1985 and offered America unlimited slices for a low price. Options included the classic cheese and pepperoni, but CiCi's soon started debuting buffalo chicken pizza, mac and cheese pizza, and chocolate chip dessert pizza. CiCi's also included an arcade, making it a great option for families with lots of kids. Stuff them with pizza, send them to play video games, stuff them with dessert pizza, and then softly listen to your favorite tunes after they fall asleep in the car on the way home. This is America Parenting 101. Similarly, Chinese buffet restaurants began to appear, catering to the American fascination with exotic flavors. These establishments offered an extensive selection of Chinese dishes, allowing diners to sample a variety of flavors without committing to a single entree. As the popularity of these themed buffets grew, other international cuisines began to make their way into the all-you-can-eat buffet scene. Indian, Japanese, and Mediterranean buffets emerged, offering even more choices for adventurous diners. A particularly popular concept that emerged was the sushi train. Customers pay a fixed price and sit at a bar with a conveyor belt running through the entire restaurant. Chefs prepare a variety of fresh sushi and put small plates on the slow-moving conveyor belt. Customers then pick and choose what sushi they'd like to try and can stuff themselves with as much of it as they want. Diversity. It's part of what makes America great. Americans love all-you-can-eat buffets because, well, Americans like to eat. The proposition of paying a fixed price and being able to eat as much as you want is attractive to many Americans, and many still seek out this restaurant model because they feel like they get their money's worth when they go. Another desirable attribute of the all-you-can-eat model is that it offers a variety of choices. Have you ever been at a restaurant, looked at the menu for 15 minutes, and still aren't able to decide what to order? At all-you-can-eat buffets, the options are plentiful, and you don't have to commit to a single entree. You can try a little bit of this and a little bit of that to see what might be good. The abundance and variety of food options appeals to the American cultural values of choice and convenience. Buffets cater to the individual preferences of diners, allowing them to create their own unique plates, mixing and matching different dishes. This freedom of choice resonates with the American spirit, emphasizing the idea that everyone can find something to enjoy. From the business side of things, the buffet model allowed restaurants to cut down on labor costs by minimizing the need for wait staff. The books are also easier to balance for a restaurant like this because you know exactly how much each person is paying when they visit your establishment. Thus, the success of the business is in attracting customers into the restaurant, not in what you sell them once they're seated. However, food waste and dialing in the right amount of food to cook is a whole different story that takes a fair amount of trial and error. The all-you-can-eat buffet was not without its critics. Concerns about overconsumption and food waste emerged as the popularity of buffets grew. Furthermore, as American dining habits began to shift towards healthier options in the late 20th century, some all-you-can-eat buffets struggled to keep up with changing consumer preferences. In response to these concerns, many buffet chains began to incorporate healthier options into their offerings. Salad bars expanded, featuring more fresh vegetables, fruits, and grains. Buffets also began to offer smaller portion sizes and a greater focus on quality over quantity. Many of the markets for all-you-can-eat buffets began to dry up, but demand for this style of restaurant remains in communities across the country. In response to changes in American eating habits, buffets have had to change their practices. In addition to healthier options on the menu, some buffets have introduced pricing structures and procedures that discourage overconsumption. For example, customers can be charged based upon how much the plate weighs or can be restricted from staying in the restaurant for too long. Modern buffets have also tried to embrace sustainability by reducing food waste, making portion sizes smaller, and more closely monitoring food production. In Las Vegas, the city that spawned the Buckaroo Buffet, an evolution in the all-you-can-eat concept is underway, trying to change the image of the buffet from some sad cafeteria with mediocre food into an exciting culinary experience. Professional chefs are introducing new ideas and making quality food for this style of dining. In various casinos across the city, eaters can find dishes like coq au vin prepared by star-studded chefs from around the world. That the buffet has not died and instead has been adapted and evolved attests to its status in the American culinary landscape and proves how popular it has become. Do you like paying a fixed price and being able to eat as much as you want? Or do you prefer the classic dining experience, or maybe even fast food? Watch the most popular fast food from every decade right here.